Aid Society Ghana. We are there afibia omoye. But this particular thing, the Direct Society headquarters in Accra, Ghana, that's St. Medina, have awarded scholarship once again to over 100 students. Yes, from the university to the SHS, from the university to the SHS, and at the basic level. So let's go and then listen to what the country director himself, Mr. Sami Handek, what he said as in terms of advice he's giving to beneficiaries of this the scholarship for 2026.
Welcome all of you, all our guests, everyone by his name, by his position. Welcome all of you here, in your house, in your office, Direct Aid Society Ghana. Thank you so much for all of you to participate with us today in this occasion and this ceremony to show you evidence that human being is human being. In Direct Aid, we have no discrimination. We help everybody, Muslim, non-Muslim. Our office is open for everyone. Direct Aid Society here in Ghana, we were more than 30 years ago. Since 1988, our office is open. And Direct Aid, the head office based in Kuwait, we work in 30 African countries. The field of education, health, borehole. Construction, relief, developmental project, and also scholarship and seasonal program during Ramadan, during Eid al-Adha.
But I'm sure his representatives are here. My father, the chief, is one of my inspirations. And so we thank you for representing him. Please extend President Mohammed's greatest and gratitude to him for the leadership that he has shown and continues to show in holding this community together. And the president's appreciation for the faith that the Medina constituency community continue to repose in the government of NDC year on year. We really appreciate that. That's a bill to our chiefs as well. And to, I don't know, Halidu, Deputy Director for Ghana passport. Yay! Now if I go for passport, he won't give me. So my dear brother, we also continue to see the efficiency that the Ghana passport is, delivering results. Very impressive, never before seen. So when
years. In fact, one of the beneficiaries in the early 2000s, who is now the deputy director of Ghana's passport. Just say, before you be given the passport, unless he signs, if you come and they have a issue with your nationality and what have you, if he hasn't signed, there's no way. So he had also been a beneficiary of direct aid scholarship in the early 2000s when he was at the University of Ghana, Legon. He speaks more than 13 languages. Alhaji Habib, he's the one I'm referring to. Let's listen to what he also has to say when he had the opportunity.
That given to you. You are given the scholarship to gain knowledge and come and be agents of change within the society. I'm so happy that the direct aid under the state of Kuwait has actually championed this issuance of the scholarships. When you look at the activities being rendered by direct aid, it's actually a humanitarian gesture to the Muslim community. And there are those who are not even Muslims who are also benefiting from this humanitarian gesture from direct aid, including Alhaji Habib Isaka, as I'm standing here as a beneficiary of direct aid.
Yes, so you see, this is what he's saying.
I'll tell you a story why I became a beneficiary. Without wasting my time, there are so many things that this organization is doing to the Ghanaian community, but at the foreign affairs level, there are services that we render to organizations like this, including the Muslim students who are studying in Ghana and abroad. At the foreign affairs level, those studying at various universities outside the country, we assist the students in obtaining documents to enable them pursue their education outside Ghana. Whilst you are in a foreign land, it is the duty of the foreign ministry to assist you because you are a Ghanaian. And all that we are doing there is to come and also impact on the Ghanaian community. So it is our duty in terms of visas, in terms of renewal of passports, in terms of any other services that any student needs. It is the duty of the foreign ministry and the embassy, Ghanaian embassy in those respective countries to assist in those services. We also assist with the visit of the universities. So when we realize that we have Ghanaian students in various universities abroad, we visit them to know, to seek their welfare, to know what is going on. So whatever problem that you are facing, when you approach the embassy where you are, the embassy will be able to assist you. In terms of death, some of the students unfortunately lost their lives while studying abroad. So foreign ministry, Allah, you'll be assisted. Then my story. For the first year, I was able to pay my fees. Second year, third year, that was where the problem began. Actually, I fell on direct aid, and direct aid dutifully gave me a scholarship package, which, by the will of Allah, I was able to complete my university. And today, as I stand here, I'm so proud that I can see my colleague beneficiaries who will definitely rise up to the occasion and one day become We can see our first ladies there. We can see our presidents. We can see ministers among you here. And therefore, you are actually an agent of change.
Yes, he says you have to be an agent of change. So that's what Alhaji Habib, the deputy director of passports, who was also a beneficiary in the early 2000s. In fact, we have so many especially the special guest of honor at this program is the ambassador, the one who represented the ambassador. I'll say, should I say, deputy ambassador to Kuwait, who was with us at the ceremony. So now let's go and listen to the member of parliament for Medina, who also took his turn to share how he also experienced as a student when he was struggling, because the parents during that time they were finding a challenge to be able to find for his school. So he sold virtually everything that he come across. He said the only thing that he cannot sell is things that cannot be sellable. So let's listen to Honorable Xavier Sosu.
Giving birth to more children. So we were 9 in family. My mother and father and 6 siblings and 1 adopted child. And guess what? Our firstborn was blind. She was not born blind. She only had measles. But because my parents were uneducated and did not understand the medical condition, she became blind. Our secondborn, Lisbeth, when she finished senior high school, she dropped out of school because we had no help. And that was the third. Things were very difficult. At Malata, there was nothing sellable that I did not sell. From pure water, coconut, pepper, tomatoes, to momoni, to anything sellable. Once you are sellable, I will sell you. Unless you cannot be sold. But if you can be sold, I will sell you. And that was my life in Malata. And at a point in time, my parents lost where we were living at Newtown. So they had to move from Newtown to Tabora, Taifa. And if I had gone with them, it meant that I have to leave school. So I decided to stay at Newtown so I can be in school. And being in Newtown meant that I didn't have a place to live. So I was living at the Malata market, sleeping in front of Oxford Cinema and sleeping in front of kiosks. When I was going to write my final exam, which is the BECE, my uniform, it had rained the night before. And because I was sleeping in front of the kiosk, my uniform was wet. And I wore the wet uniform to go and write the final exam. But by the special grace of Almighty Allah, I still passed with a distinction. When I got to St. John's Grammar School, apart from the admission fee that my mother was able to pay, which was a loan that I paid after I got back to the University of Ghana, I couldn't pay my fees throughout. And life was difficult. When even I was the senior boys prefect of St. John's Grammar School, I was still living in a kiosk at Kotobabi, opposite the Kotobabi police station. And it took philanthropists who intervened in my life for me to get support to come out of St. John's Grammar School successfully so I can come to University of Ghana. So when I was adopted into an orphanage, and I lived in the orphanage for 10 years, it was at the orphanage that I met someone who decided to sponsor me to law school. That is why when I finished law school, I became a human rights lawyer, because I felt I needed to go back to fight for the right of the vulnerable in society. So the act of charity towards one person is several generations that have been transformed. I never knew today I'd become a member of parliament. But because somebody's act of charity to support me and to lift me by sponsoring my education, today I've gone through the meals from BA in sociology to LLB in law to BL to be called to the bar, to an LLM in oil and gas law, to an MA in economic policy management, to an MPhil in human rights, peace and conflict studies, and finally a PhD in law. Because somebody cared. Because somebody was there to lift. So I am here to encourage you, beneficiaries of this support. There were many of us who were taken to the Village of Hope orphanage, but not all of us were able to come out successfully. Why? People are willing to help people who are willing to be helped. There are many people who need help, but unfortunately, they are not willing to be helped because they are not ready to take advantage of the opportunities and the help that come their way so they can transform their lives.
Honorable Member of Parliament for Medina. Yes. In fact, later we'll give you the full version of his story. Yes. Very, very, very touching story of him that he read and then trying to encourage the beneficiaries. Like he said, not everybody want to really be helped. Yes, he can be an orphan, he can be a needy person, but not everybody really want to be helped. So it's only those who really are ready and those that when the support come, you see them climb up to the ladder. And that is what he's just saying, that let's make sure that we make good use of the support that has been given to us, and that was the advice is being given to the student, and that's the Member of Parliament for Medina. And by way of our report, we would certainly later on bring you the full version of the awards, and then some of the students who also benefited from the scholarship, what they have to say with regards to how it has really impacted their lives. So we end it here, and then appropriately we would pave way for the next program. But let me use this opportunity again to thank all those who really participated in our Saturday program here at Ahujo. Yes, the Bobobo group, the various groupings. Appropriately, tomorrow morning we will dedicate some few time for you, and then we'll be playing some of the excerpts that transpired